Hello everybody and welcome to Sagittarius time. So as of today, November the 22nd, we will be having 30 days of Saggy time. So happy birthday to all Saggies, and hopefully this reading finds you well. So what actually I figured out over the 2 months of obsessing and finding the balance between what I can do and what I want to do, I would love that everybody gets hour to 2 to 3 hours readings, but it just reality is I don't have that much time. So what I'll be doing, each birthday sign each month is going to have a little bigger reading. However, I'm going to go to the old format where we will have tarot and gypsy and Lenormand, and it was a winner. All of you liked it because it targets all of you, single, relationship, on and off, the other people we kind of like can get laid off the land. Also guys, before I forget, please, I'm just about to finish my annual scopes, and this is the last call for a pre-order price. Until the 4th of the month, for each individual scope it's $19.95, and for all of them it's $39.95. I have actually placed a preview. Wait for the end of this video and you will be able to click and get a really preview for the next year, so you can decide if this is what you want. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump. It is November, December 2017. We are finalizing the year. Hi Virgo, welcome to December 2017. So you can see I obviously have a little bit of Virgo in me, obsessive compulsive. So let's see guys what you have over here. You have intuition, choose wisely, third eye chakra like a pointer, opportunity beckons reversed, joy and stability reversed. Then honestly I'm not so sure about this like threesome because they really didn't want to come out, so I'm taking this with a big grain of salt. Reversed understanding, reverse healing, and sorrow. Yet you have lightning, you have tsunami, and you have dragonfly. So let's start from the top. These three are actually the biggest messages over here. Something is pushing you to open up. Something is pushing you to challenge absolutely every single thing. There is like no more status quo, guys. Like there is like this big enormous power that is coming in. With power there is responsibility. It's responsibility, and there is like some kind of like wake-up call. Tsunami is also enormous power of a different kind, but it's also something that can be devastating, something that can actually really squish us and turn our life upside down. It is, however, tsunami, something that we can sort of like we will be able to predict, but like when these earthquakes happen underneath the water and the plates move in the vastness of the oceans, it's almost impossible to notice that there was a dip in this and distant spot. It is only when this water starts to recede more and more and forms this enormous waves, in turn when I think it's the intervals are 20-30 minutes, when you really have to run and kind of like you get squished. It tells me that maybe for you there is going to be a time to kind of leave certain things behind, I would say. Dragonfly is kind of like one of those flies that has no middle stage. It goes right from nymph, climbs to the leaf, and sometimes can wait for years to open up and to kind of like get into this gorgeousness. And I mean, I chase them photographically around the park. They're like gorgeous. But this just talks about the process, that something has to come from the bottom to the top. And there is going to be the turbulence with emotions, guys, big times, because we see water in both basically scenes, and so is dragonfly connected to the water, and water is connected to our faith. Water is also connected to our emotions, something that we really feel closely to it. And to boot it, you have the intuition card. Now, this particular intuition is looking into what will it be? What shall it be? So she is the one who is like basically holding the life, the basically entire life, and she kind of knows everything is happening, but it's kind of like not communicating this. So you are getting into this sacred knowledge, I would say, and everything that will be happening to you is going to be transformational. Honestly, we didn't get a Tower card, but this really feels like Tower, except it doesn't mean that something hasn't been properly built. It means like you're being propelled to a completely next level. However, it comes with the warnings. It comes with choose wisely. Do you really know in which direction you're going? What do you want? Which opportunities do you want to continue, you want to follow, which ones you don't? Which opportunities you think that maybe you need something better? Try to reassess everything that you have, and try to reassess everything you want to go from that point on forward. Now, joy, stability is like, see, like you're having actually 2 4s coming in this deck, like, and all of them are here circular. We have lots of circular motions. Maybe you have been spinning in circles for quite a while over something. Maybe it is a time to burst out. It's like, you know, the egg, when the baby is born from the egg, it kind of needs to get cracked. That's sort of like how I feel. Like somehow you feel that you're separated from the source. You feel somehow that you're like an outsider in the situation. Maybe this is why this was kind of hesitant. Maybe, you know, it's going to come out, maybe it's not going to come out. It's something about understanding the situation. This is like understanding of the situation, and this is like healing of the situation. Lots of emotions are going on, and yet these emotions are basically provoked with the way you think. You know, there is the way out. There is the starry night behind him. So just by distracting yourself and seeing things differently, you can go forward with this. But instead, there is like some kind of choice here to torment yourself. And this is also saying, guys, you cannot look down anymore. The crown chakra is this one on top of the head. And it opens up. When you have this chakra open up, that's what this is happening. You're connecting with your intuition. You're connecting with much bigger picture, and then you're getting into this joy and stability. So I would say that it might seem like that you're coming into some turbulence, literally even disastrous turbulence, but it is done for a reason. You're actually being I guess reborn. You're merging into something else. Going through birth canal is not probably a fun experience, and this is like what I would say, you're literally becoming lighter, guys. This is like actually really nice to see. All right, so let me see what is the tarot portion for this month. Hi Virgo, and let's see your tarot. First of all, you have 2 of Wands. Then you have 3 of Cups. Then you have the Empress. Then you have 6 of Pentacles reversed. The center card is Ace of Pentacles. Really good. Then you have Hierophant. Then you have the Knave of Cups or Page of Cups. And then also you have Knave of Swords or Page of Swords. And then, hello, it is you. So we have seen in the previous spread, that will be the Hermit, guys. We have seen in the spread before that there is like some kind of accumulation of the energy, almost like you know this movie Ghostbusters, like where you feel all this energy coming from all the sides, coming and finally, like, I mean, who you're gonna call, kind of a thing. Very similar thing, except that the clarity is going to be so huge that it's going to be amazing. You are really, really not shying away from anything, absolutely anything. There's lots of earth in this chart. You have earth here, you have earth here, you have earth here, you have earth here, and the Empress is partially earth as well. I can see getting together with people and celebrations, so this is going to be a really good time for you. Somehow there is a situation where there were lack of giving and sharing over something, or maybe somebody was just taking advantage of somebody or something, and you're going to start turning things around in a way that you're going to try to look for different kind of possibilities on how to actually look and how to differently resolve this whole issue. It could be somebody who maybe sixes are also connected to basically our soul, to what our soul wants. Maybe somebody let you down, and somebody that you're looking in a distance. But I think there's going to be a love offer, guys. Love offer is in the cards, and not only is a love offer, but some kind of a joy about that. At the same time, it is speaking your own truth. It is about saying and asserting what you want. This can be also a situation that is not necessarily the nicest part, and that could be all this tsunami and everything. It's like, I want, I need, I demand. It's somebody who is just not realizing that not everybody woke up, not everybody had their first coffee in a day, and kind of like just take a pill and come back to me later when you calm down. So it's going to be a situation that could be a little bit testy, so keep that in mind. But this is not meant to be anything bad. It certainly is going to be a discovery which might be a little bit uncomfortable. The fact that you have Ace of Pentacles right in the center is amazing. Aces are generally good. They're opening. They're like good possibilities. It's something that is moving on. Like I can see this like new turn, but it gets better. It's not only new turn, that you're moving some kind of blockages. The blockages that you had, and maybe this was kind of like connecting to something that was holding you back. It's now actually removing itself, or you're removing it. Aces are not necessarily action stages. You start action in the stage number 3. So lucky you, you do have 2 3s. So there is a joy and a feeling of accomplishment. Something has been done. So this is the Creator card. The 3 is basically the Empress, and it is talking about possibly children, but it's also talking about something that you have been fighting for quite a while, or something that you always wanted to do. Now it is a possibility. So it is also Mercury retrograde, guys. And I know that Mercury retrograde, they tell you, not technology, not this, not that. But Mercury retrograde is great for addressing things that may have been crucial in the past, and for some reason have been relegated to the back shelf. You guys also have these 3 cards, and now this is what makes it really interesting. You're finalizing the month with this threesome. That could be people. So I see, like I see Taurus, I see Libra, I see you, Virgo, I see Pisces, but this is more or less giving me a different message as well. This, guys, can be almost a shotgun marriage. Somebody might get pregnant, and the marriage is going to be organized right away. You're going to wonder if this is what you want to do. It's going to be kind of like some kind of like assessment. How do you want to proceed? Because this is a choice, especially for women. Pregnancy might be a big thing, and looks like to me that you guys are not finding single person kind of like pregnancy, that you kind of maybe don't want to do it on your own. You kind of like think this is a thing of the rules, because the Hierophant generally talks about the rules and how the society functions, and you pull your weight, because this goes back to that. You just have learned this lesson where people are not pulling their weight, and now you're saying, if I'm going to take on such a big project, such as a project as being a mother or a parent, you know what, it takes 2 to tango, and it takes 2 to actually make this happen. So you'll be really thinking thick and thin, think through a whole bunch of things. The Hermit is always talking about, look, nobody isolates themselves and go in rags, like wander around these things, right? Like without, you know, really looking for your own star. And I know this is your card, guys. I always feel this card also belongs to Aquarians because they tend to be loners. And also this is 9, which otherwise is 11. And I think there is definite connection. I always felt it. You're just the other side. Like Aquarian is a unorganized energy that needs kind of like that time off. But this is like introspection time. This is definitely figuring out what is that wisdom inside that you want to do. Like walking on the top of the mountain is giving you a different visibility. So what is it that you want to see? What is it you don't want to see? Do you really don't want to follow the rules, or do you want to follow the rules? This really can be pregnancy, marriage, but also a huge fear of it. So looks like in 1 month that you'll have to make major decisions. You have 3 major arcanas on something that just started, and look, it's culminating. Remember how you had this power and tsunami, something huge happening? This is something huge happening. You're going from 1 to 3 to 5 to 9. If you have to write a curve, it would be 1, 3, 5, 9. That curve would be exponential, meaning it's going to start moving very, very fast. This is why you kind of like enjoy the first, I would say, 15 to maybe even 20 days, but after that, oh my God, I really want to know what's going on, Virgo. So okay, so let's check Lenormand next. Okay, so let's check your Lenormand. Guys, what's going on? Look at that. You're on the edges. Both significators, the lady and the gentleman, both are coming really, really close. So again, there is this love offer with a child. Can't miss it. It's something karmic, something that was not moving in the past. It's moving forward. It's now the key. The key. The secrets as well. Almost identical message. This was maybe dealing with the government, or certain things kind of came to the surface. On the other hand, the other significator over here that I see is interesting. Like it's talking and thinking about money. It's thinking about health. And it might suffer from ill health. This one here. Or either that, or some trip that is maybe planned for the next month might be postponed or just didn't happen. Because look at that, twice is telling me this. The moon and the sun is really good. Right after this is done, and this is kind of like almost conflicting. These two cards can actually almost like negate each other, but we still have the scythe over here, cutting something off. So this can be that marriage that I've seen there, because look at this kind of can be that acceleration, bouquet and the tower, but then somehow that you're wondering if you really want to continue with this. You're questioning this month some kind of loyalties. There is the house, so house and the rider, arrival home, or some kind of loyalty. So there's like the family feeling, that empress, like who is my home, who are the people that I care for. You might have somebody who is a long distance though, somebody who you kind of maybe consider, well, let's say dead, sort of like not in a picture for some reason, and maybe you're cutting this whole affair off. Or maybe because of something that happens with this person, the trip gets postponed. The list is kind of interesting card. It generally would denote a doctor or health issue or something that is happening in the winter, which the winter is right now as we speak, almost. There is a level of confusion that you have, especially with dating and gathering, and You had something last month that was setting you off in a possible new direction, and kind of like it felt that you felt to you that you took the wrong turn. But no matter which turn you took, kind of like one was like, do I really want to commit, right? And is this working? Maybe there was a third person over here. Maybe it was even something with a job or work that that felt like, hey, I should have gotten it and I didn't get it for some reason, and lots of nagging issues. But and you maybe thought you took this one. I cannot talk. But maybe you didn't. Maybe you just like felt very confused. Maybe it was something with the paperwork, or maybe it was some kind of correspondence that got lost in translation. Maybe there were like issues that were not clear. But I see, as I said, next month is going to be really, really interesting. That on one hand you want to move forward with something, but on the other hand you really want to cut something off. Almost like a clarity. You are kind of cleaning things out. Cleaning things out to find out what is it you want. Because you're getting the sun, the moon, and stars. There's this cluster. You want everything. Everything. You want a pregnancy, you want a child, you want a heart. And you want somebody who is, well, let's call it twin flame, if you wish. It is literally, you guys are a force to reckon with this month. So let me check your gypsy spread so we can actually see the other people and their emotions there. Alright, so let's see. We have few different significators. We have the wife, that can be the wife, or it can be a single person with children, but it can be a person who wants children. Then we have a friend, we have foe, we have a sweetheart, which is here reversed. We have the Lord, who is here reversed. That could be a man or a significant other in your life, but it could be somebody who is taken as well, maybe who is kind of sitting on two chairs, sort of a speak. We have a young woman, somebody younger. We have an enemy. And where is the lover? The lover is here. So any of them or all of them can be you. So I see actually two distinct different stories. One is something is coming to an end. Like again, I see the child here, but it's reversed, as well as this misfortune. Somebody kind of like, there are still secrets or something with connection with somebody. It looks like this kind of like whole marriage thing, like maybe the marriage is almost offered to you, but you're not kind of crazy about it at all. And there is like this element of waiting for someone, and somebody who maybe was your friend, but kind of like had too much of a good time twice. I'm wondering if somebody got pregnant that you really cared for. It's kind of interesting here that these two fellows are right next to each other, right? And the ladies are also very close. So why I said two distinct stories. One, kind of like there is a talk, at the very least talk about reunion. And that can be with somebody who is like away. Somebody who is your friend, but you see, kind of, it's interesting, you have a friend and foe right next to each other. So you may be questioning person's motives, right? So this is talking about somebody is stuck in the situation. Maybe it is you. Maybe you're stuck because you think that he is maybe false, to some respect, that he is going to take your peace of mind, or maybe that he's hiding something. Because I see situation that either somebody's stuck in a relationship or in some kind of way of thinking and cannot go further, or somebody's stuck in a relationship that cannot get out. So it looks like everybody is waiting for everybody, except there is kind of one layer here For people who had a slight melancholy and maybe even depression, because we have both despair and melancholy, so this kind of could be jealousy that is kind of coming to some kind of reunion. So the wife and this Lord, which kind of like, if I'm doing the private reading, there would be natural coupling, especially for the people who are together, who are meant to be together. So something is in store for them, but like everything around is sort of turbulent, because it's going to be lots of things that need to be taken care of. But these two center cards, which are the most important, are standing strong and standing like upright over here. And that will be the reunion and scholar. So these two cards basically mean things really need to be, you need to really think through things over here. You're not going to be like, I mean, happy-go-lucky. So that Empress would be this like wife over here that I saw over there. So, but the element of the Hierophant that I had is here and it's here, right? So it's kind of like sealing like all the characters. So it is like really pertinent to everybody. For some reason, it almost looks like you guys, you're maybe connecting marriage or somebody with disaster. And yet you want it. And yet, you're questioning. You're being very analytical. That's why possibly the Hermit came out. Being really questioning, would you be the best to kind of leave this person alone and kind of get over it? Is this the best for you? And this kind of like would be, okay, I need to rebuild my life. But there's lots of old issues, and I guess hello to Mercury retrograde, that will be taken care of. You'll literally demand that other people prove to you their loyalties before you want to be intimate with them, which is good, especially if you're making such a big decision in kind of like jumping in a marriage or in a love affair. It is kind of really, really important, because I see here somebody might be proposing again. I see that. But somebody also might be rejecting this, or rejecting any kind of conversation with that. And yet there is like still waiting for this priest. So you can see waiting, and it happens, and then it doesn't happen. It's going to be lots of back and forth this month that can be actually very, very confusing. So I think, yes, you're still the force to reckon with, I would say, because it takes lots of strength to not to just go with the flow and just take what's offered and say, okay, for now it's good. Now this month you're like demanding, this is what I want, this is what I need, and this is what I'm going to get. So let me get one more card and see really how is this reading going to be sealed. Rescue and stuck in the mud. Of course, stuck in the mud and rescue makes perfect sense to actually illustrate what I'm talking about. So let's go with stuck in the mud first. It says you're being invited to stop and savor the wonder of your life. Becoming stuck is sometimes the only way to trick yourself into slowing down and looking around you. In fact, this is a sign that you need to shift your focus away from what you're doing and place your attention elsewhere. Struggling will only get you to even muddier places. Now it's not the time to move forward, but to observe. There you go, your hermit. Clarity about your circumstances will come a little later. Stop and find the joy in what you have been overlooking. Soon you'll be out of the mud, but for now, be still and know that Spirit has a plan for you. So, I'll read this one too, but like I'm trying to absorb everything that we have seen through so many different oracle cards. You are kind of like feeling really strong this month. You are finding yourself once again, and I think this is why you're stuck, because you literally have to watch, look at left, look at right, and see how this really affects. And then rescue. You're always safe and secure and free to be yourself. Asking for help isn't easy for many successful people. However, this is what you need to do now as you expand your life. If you find yourself troubled, you can expect help with whatever issue is at hand now. You need only ask, and assistance will come your way. The most important support you can expect is from Spirit. Get into a right relationship with the divine, and you'll see that many conditions line up as if by magic to provide you with all the help you need. Ask, and you will receive. There is no need to fear. Safety is a place within. So that's right. You'll go to turbulence to understand the value of safety. And you are demanding it. Absolutely demanding this. I absolutely love this card. It's a lovely card. So Virgos, let me know what's going on this month. I really appreciate your input. And also, I mean, if you haven't already, please pre-order the annuals. That should be coming out by the 4th, or at least the latest will be the 15th of December. So they're going to be well ahead of the time. And until the next month, I wish you happy holidays, and it will be really interesting that you tell me what's going on, what kind of new powers you have. Thank you for listening, and looking forward to talking to you. Love you.